Good evening, Manapot faithful, and welcome to the inaugural episode in what is going to be our limited series, Blood on the Bayou, a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in Prohibition-era Houston. Thank you all for joining us this wonderful evening. My name is Mark. I will be the storyteller for this chronicle. You may recognize me from other Manapot projects like the various Starfinder streams that we have here. I run the Tales from the Pack World stream every a bi-weekly or bi-weekly Starfinder original adventure. But this chronicle would not exist if not for the wonderful people I'm playing with. So let's go ahead and meet them as well. Let's go ahead and start with Ray.
Hi guys, I'm Ray. I am playing Eleanor tonight. She is a speakeasy owner and she's a Toreador. You might know me from playing in that same Tales from the Pack World Starfinder game bi-monthly, where I play a pilot. So this is going to be very different, but I'm very excited to play in this game.
Yes, I'm definitely excited to have you. Next we have Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Chris, also known on the interwebs as Crifu Bernal on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I am a fellow captain and producer here at Manapot Studios. You can find me in a on-again, off-again Starfinder stream called The Book of Bethesda, as well as every Monday night in a Starfinder stream known as the All That Glitters Explodes. I am playing a Gangrel cowboy by the name of Jace Phillips, and his pronouns and mine as well are he, him.
Thank you. And last but certainly not least, we have joining us for this chronicle, Helen.
Hello everyone. This is my first time online. I'm Helen Ruby. I play mostly tabletop and LARP, and this is going to be an interesting experience. In this chronicle, I'm going to be Rebecca, a Tremere scholar that chose to be a woman of science in an era when women were not exactly allowed to do that. So this is going to be interesting.
Interesting indeed. So, let us go ahead and get started. Let me switch the music up here just a little bit. The camera opens up on old city based in 1927. Well, it might be unrecognizable to those who know it in the current splendor and current glory, but it is Houston, Texas. It is very much a bustling metropolis for its time. No more than just a few tightly packed roads that are ever expanding, ever expanding. Throughout the day, you see various cars running through the city, people running through the city going about their lives, like 1920s attire, three-piece suits, suspenders, hair slicked back, with a little pomade, might keep a comb in your wallet. The women wearing the long dresses, headbands, pearls. Houston, while it might be in the South, they might not have the same type of fashion as your average flappers that you might be familiar with from stories like The Great Gatsby. More of like a southern flair, with a little bit more, I guess they would say for the time, ladylike attire, more dressed like a southern belle. But our story does not focus on what's going on during the day. As the day slowly turns to night, we find ourselves at a place called the Midnight Rose. The Midnight Rose is located in the Warehouse District. To those who might not know, to the untrained eye, the Midnight Rose is just much like other warehouses. Just pretty much like, people, it's used to store various products for business, for shipping, coming in and out. But those who know it a little bit more intimately know that there is a much deeper secret behind this place. So as the night, as we start to see the sunset, we start to see more people flocking to this warehouse. What could possibly be in there? As we go in, as the saloon doors kind of just flap as people walk in and out, we start to see that there is much more than meets the eye in this unassuming warehouse. If you know exactly where to go, how to knock, and who to talk to, what to say, it is actually one of the most interesting speakeasies of the era. And inside, we find 3 characters. And I think it's time that we introduce them. So can I have a description of what Eleanor is doing right now in the Midnight Rose?
Right now, Eleanor is on the floor level of the speakeasy behind the bar with her next to her lover, Sebastian. She's actually cleaning glasses, trying to help him out because the place is a little more busy than usual.
Yes, you see him just kind of like with a standard rag in the glass. Very stern, very strong, almost like built like a statue man. Just like, almost stoic in nature as he's just slowly turning glass after glass after glass. Shooting Eleanor just like a knowing look when certain people walk in and out of this speakeasy. The camera pans over a little bit to another part of the speakeasy where we see what looks to be like a young man. Can we get a description of what Jace is doing?
What is Jace doing? He's probably sitting all alone, like at the end of the bar, holding a drink, not really looking at it, touching it. He is probably a little underdressed for this scene. And you can tell that he's feeling a little uncomfortable with his shirt buttoned up all the way up. There's a hat on a cowboy hat on the bar stool next to him, and his boots seem to have seen a lot of wear and tear and dust and dirt. And he's probably wondering, is my horse doing okay, tied up outside of this place in this kind of neighborhood?
I think this horse probably would be doing just fine out here. People respect a man's horse in these parts.
Mm-hmm.
And then the camera pans yet again to another character at the speakeasy. Can we have a description of what Rebecca is doing?
Rebecca is actually feeling uncomfortable in a very public setting, but it is the best option to spend the night. So she kind of walks in holding her journal at hand, which is unusual, but still. She's looking around, trying to find a place to sit down.
As luck would have it, a couple people leave from the bar, and a spot does open up for Rebecca to take a seat. It's pretty close to where Sebastian, the bartender, and Eleanor are sitting there cleaning glasses. So as the spot opens up, does Rebecca take a seat?
Yes, I do.
All right. So Eleanor, you might have seen. You've definitely seen Rebecca around town before, but I'm curious to know. How well do you want to be known in this city?
Eleanor?
Yeah.
For certain types, she's known because this is their only refuge. But
For
far
sure.
as the human population, they have plenty of options to go to.
Indeed. So you see Rebecca take a seat at the bar, and what appears to be pulling out her notebook and reading it writing in it, would you be, Rebecca? Or more so?
Mostly using it as a cover-up to look around.
For some nice people watching. What do you do as you see Rebecca take a seat here at the bar, Eleanor?
I'll kind of give Sebastian a look, then look at Eleanor. Nice to have you again. What are you studying this time?
Science? And you? Glasses, I see?
It's always science. What kind of science are you studying?
Chemistry? Does it sound strange?
Well, it's not too often you see a woman studying science, especially around here.
Well, it's not exactly common, but a few of us, actually, one of us managed to get a Nobel a few years ago, so high hopes for the future, I guess.
Wow.
And you? It is unusual to see a woman running a place.
Well, gotta do what you gotta do. But can I get you something to drink?
I don't think this is the place.
Well, and so since Eleanor's seen Rebecca a few times now, she's going to offer her access to the upstairs. Well, we do have another section where you might feel a little more comfortable.
There are going to be men looking strangely to a girl with a notebook?
Sadly, yes. The women too. But it's just maybe not for you, but I've come accustomed to getting the strange looks here and there, especially with this one. She points to Sebastian.
Again, more stoically, just like sitting there cleaning glass, just gives a curt glance up and a curt nod and goes back to just serving patrons.
But you're looking a little flushed, so if you'd like to have that drink, again, you might be more comfortable on the balcony.
I appreciate the invitation. Thank you.
I didn't think of a good password. If you just go to the stairs over there, you see that guy? If you just tell him Lotus, and he'll let you up for tonight.
Lotus, like the fruit?
No, Lotus, more like the flower.
Okay, why not? Thank you. A lot.
It's a different word every night, so make sure next time you come check with me.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much again.
No worries.
I'm going to walk towards the door and try to find that guy.
Yeah, so very much, it's not so much like a doorway leading upwards, it's more just like somebody standing guard, or not guard, but somebody standing almost blocking a stairwell that's leading up to the second floor. The guy is pretty well built, although he looks pretty young, and he looks a little, for lack of a better word, strung out.
Good evening.
Howdy. What can I do for you today, madam?
They told me to come here searching for a flower, a lotus flower.
His eyes kind of perk up. Well, I'm sure you might be able to find what you're looking for upstairs. I hope you'll be able to find you might be hurting for some company right now, but I have it on good authority that people might be showing up a little bit later tonight to join you.
So about how many people are sitting upstairs right now?
Never more than just a couple. Right now up there, you might find one or two. We might have a few more coming in a little bit.
Thank you, kind sir.
I think after I see the exchange and Rebecca head over, I might grab my hat and walk over to Ellie and Sebastian I'm kind of nod. Good evening, Miss May.
Good evening. Have I seen you around here before?
I've heard of you. I've heard of this place as well, but I don't frequent Houston too much. I was told to come here by Prince David.
Really? He sent you to my place?
He said he had something to talk to me about. Needed something done. You wouldn't happen to know anything about what that something is, would you?
Never tells me when he's stopping by. Just comes when he please. Well, if he sent you, I'm sure it's very important.
That's typically how princes do in my experience, ma'am.
Yes, especially this one. What'd you say your name is?
Jace Phillips, ma'am. And he kind of like takes his hat and he's not wearing it, but he like kind of like bows his head to her.
Wow, manners. Well, okay. Well, if he's coming to see you, you're definitely going to want to go upstairs. Down here is not the place for such a meeting. If you can go see my man over there by the stairs, and give him the word lotus, like the flower, he will let you on up, okay? Just remember, this is the word of tonight. So if you come again, come check with me or Sebastian, all right?
It changes. All right. Excuse me. Sorry about this, but do I detect a little bit of a Louisianian drawl?
My people come from over there, but, I've been trying to lose it for a while.
I know the feeling. I'm in the same boat myself.
Oh, you're too? Where are they from?
Lafayette? I don't know. I didn't actually pick a part of Louisiana.
Okay, that's okay.
I'll say, better not to mention it. Keep things in the past.
I understand.
I consider myself a proper Texan now.
More and more people these days. I understand that completely.
All right. Thank you kindly.
All right. Go ahead now.
I think as Jace is walking, he like kind of stops and he sees two human men at a table, like with their hands touching each other over drinks. And he's kind of like, I like this place.
This is very much like I said, a very unique speakeasy. One of the most unique ones you could find in the country.
And he heads over to the man and simply goes, Lotus.
He just kind of like gives you like a little nod. You can go ahead and make your way up there. Looks like the party's about to get started sometime soon.
You doing all right, sir? You're looking a little funny.
Well, working hard. It's just I come here to help out when I can, but throughout the day, my job can run me ragged.
I just walks upstairs. Dirt clods falling out of his boots.
As you just making a mess. As you walk up, you see you see like another bar. You see like another like essentially like less of a bar and more of just like tables, booths maybe might be more appropriate for the setting. No like bar. You can tell that the people are gonna come up there to kind of take your drinks. To take your drink order and come give it back to you. Curiously enough, you see Rebecca, who has made her way up there in a booth pretty much to herself. But as you're walking up the stairs, and Rebecca, you would have seen this too, you see somebody is actually passing down the stairs and like leaving as you both were making your way up.
Who are they? What do they
does
look
he seem to be familiar?
They seem to be wearing like picture like a cowboy hat, but like a cowboy hat and a bandana, which is pretty much covering everything but their eyes. Gloves, jacket covering pretty much everything. So unless you were looking pretty extensively, all you would be able to see would be their eyes.
I think as I pass by them, I'll like take a good strong whiff.
Ooh, it's not very pleasant.
Smells a little off.
Yeah, very off.
And he just kind of like keeps going.
Yeah, so the second floor is at this point now left to the two of you. Your eyes kind of meet as you hear someone coming up, and as you give a cursory glance as you make your way up, Jace, your eyes meet for but a second.
I'll nod. And he kind of like rolls. He tries not to roll his eyes, but he walks over and he's like, well, it's a small town to be sitting all alone up here. My name's Jace. Jace Phillips.
Hello, Jace Phillips. My name is Rebecca Asteri. Please join me.
I'm meeting someone, but would be rude of me not to sit down at least. And he sits down with you.
It seems that we are alone anyway, so until your company arrives, it would be strange for two people to sit in a separate table.
It would look pretty odd, that's for sure. I don't mean to be rude, but where are you from?
Europe. I actually originate from Greece, but I haven't seen that country in ages, so I guess here I am. And you?
I'm a Texan, ma'am.
Definitely not a city boy.
Not particularly, no. Am I that obvious?
And what brings you here, Mr. Phillips?
Like I said, I'm meeting someone. I was told to come here to this fine establishment.
I see. And you know the owner of the place?
Well, we just met tonight. Gotta say, I don't like coming to Houston often. The people here are not really down to earth. Kind of full of themselves, if you ask me.
True. I was about to ask you if you knew here, like, does he usually allow people up here? But since you're new as well.
Yeah. With most places like this, you really gotta know the right person. The speakeasies, I mean, of course.
Yes. But still, it is a difference coming to the actual place downstairs and a different place up here. An interesting one, nevertheless.
Being up here, typical Camarilla. Gotta lord it over the rest of the kind, as they call them. Bullshit.
As you guys are talking, you can, like, you see people down below getting a little more rowdy. Like, you know, like, so you see, like, what appears to be two young men kind of pushing each other, almost getting to the point where they're about to have a fight. And you see, like, Sebastian kind of, like, go break it up real quick. And then they just, like, go back to drinking. But, yeah, and, like, every, like, you know, few minutes or so, it kind of erupts into that. Like, you know, in a different group, in a different part of the speakeasy.
Seems like Houston folk can't really hold their liquor.
I don't see why they're doing that all the time. Meaningless?
It can be kind of fun, getting rowdy. Punch drunk, I like to call it.
Are you doing that as well?
Not for a long time.
Thank goodness. This is animalistic. Apologies for the language. But no, thank you.
In my own personal philosophy, you and I and them down below are a lot closer to animals than we'd like to think.
But we still don't have to act as animals if we are able to avoid it.
He, like, cracks his knuckles. But it can be so freeing.
So you like that sport as well? Not surprising.
I'm definitely a gleeful spectator.
From here,
Spectator.
you see the camera pans back down to the first floor. You see Sebastian walk over to Eleanor and says, "Ma'am, should I be going up there and taking their orders? Do you want to take care of them tonight?"
I'll take care of them tonight. Can you get the good stuff? The prince is coming, and we don't want like what happened last time.
like you said, he doesn't. He just kind of comes and goes when he pleases. Doesn't give us the time of day or the courtesy to let us know when he's going to come a-calling.
True, but let's take knowing this time as a blessing. And also, for those three over there, water down their drinks, please.
What'd you think I've been doing these past 20 minutes?
Goodness.
Yeah, I'll do my best to let you know if anything else interesting happens tonight. But you go ahead and take care of them. I can take care of I can take care of myself down here and everyone else.
Thank you, love. And then Eleanor starts preparing like a tray with, let's just say 4 glasses just in case. And then oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, and then like a craft of blood, and she's gonna guess on the type.
With that, as you begin making your way towards the stairwell, the doors open, and in walks a man of clearly Hispanic descent, with just an impossible air of arrogance, self-importance, followed closely behind by one more, just like what appears to be like a tower of a man. This one is more. This one winds up more in appearance to what you would see here in Texas, or tall white man, short hair, almost like with like a buzz cut, like on the sides, a little bit longer on top, very similar to a greaser style, so to speak. But he walks in with this man, and as this Hispanic man walks in, you immediately recognize him as the regent here in Houston. This place is charming as always, and he makes his way over to you. Eleanor, thank you so much for opening your doors to everybody here in the city of Houston.
It's my pleasure.
I do have some important business, and I was expecting somebody from out of town. I was hoping they may have arrived already.
Well, you're in luck. He's already upstairs waiting for you.
Magnifico. If you would please join me upstairs. Hopefully everyone will be here. Everyone will be here soon.
Everyone? Oh, about how many are we expecting? I need to get the glasses.
Oh, no more than just a few. As he sees that you have 4 glasses, this should be plenty for tonight.
Oh. Okay. Well, how about you head on up, and I'm just going to get a couple more just in case.
I appreciate the woman who comes prepared. Very well. I will, but make haste. My time is not to be wasted.
Understood.
And this guy, like guarding the stairs, knows to just move out of the way. And just kind of like gives him like a bow almost, as he begins he makes way for the 2 men walking up the stairs. As they walk up the stairs, he immediately catches your eyes and begins walking over. He catches both of your eyes, Jace and Rebecca, and begins walking over to you.
I'll like scoot out of the booth and stand as he approaches. With like my hands together and my hat in my hands.
I don't know that he's coming, right?
No, I don't think you would know that he's coming.
So you literally just stand up really fast and shocked and look at Jace being like, you told me you were meeting someone, but not this?
Mr. Phillips, if I'm not, Senor Phillips, if I'm not mistaken.
Prince.
Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. I hope you are finding Houston to your liking.
It's a fine city.
So you say. And Miss Asteri, a pleasure.
Lord. A pleasure to see you. An unexpected one.
And he just kind of like walks right past you, Jace, and sits down in the booth, kind of like where you were sitting. The man accompanying him kind of stays behind by the stairwell, and kind of gives him a wide berth, so to speak. Well, it seems that fortune is in my favor tonight. I was not expecting Miss Asteri, but this could very well play out in everyone's favor, no?
I'll
I'm
be
sure.
happy to share with you, my lord, but please enlighten me.
Well, let us wait for Miss Taylor. Do you know how this? How does this saying go? The more, the merrier.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this maybe like a minute or two goes by. Eleanor, I assume, make your way up.
Okay.
Rebecca is standing like really awkwardly and
I'll like move over and stand next to you just to like so that we don't look so we can both look awkward together.
Well, please have a seat. Do not. I prefer to have everyone sitting down for this.
All right.
we do as you say. As
You
he says.
can. I don't know if you should try to get. I don't know how to try to gauge his meaning by that. You can tell he doesn't want anyone standing above him.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Miss Taylor, please. It seems that you were correct in getting more glasses. This should be.
Okay, so I'm going to take the glasses off the tray, set the craft down, and then look towards the guy who's sitting at the balcony. Do I know his name?
His name is Maurice.
Maurice, would you like some as well?
Do not. If he needs anything, I will let you know.
Oh, well, pardon me. All right. And so we'll start pouring some in everyone's glasses and then scooting it closer to them.
First, a toast. Thank you all for being here this evening. And Miss Asteri, it is a unexpected but very welcome pleasure. It is not very, the common tongue here is not very pleasant to my ears. To hear somebody with a bit of a different accent very much gives me makes me feel a little bit more at home.
So, my lord, we brought Europe and America. Good. And thank you for accepting me in your company tonight.
Oh,
Cheers.
it is. But please let us all take a quick drink and let us get down to business. I am expecting one more tonight.
As we toast, I'll Jace takes a sniff of the blood as he's holding up to his glass, wrinkles his nose, and then just lets it hit the front of his lips without allowing any of it inside of his mouth, and then puts the cup down.
So Eleanor is going to notice this but not say anything.
Well,
I keep my eyes on the prince.
nice. Well, the expected guest need not be here for this. In fact, what I have to talk to you all about is has to do with them, but they do not need to be here for this. As you know, the city of Houston is growing by leaps and bounds has grown by leaps and bounds in the past few weeks, and who knows what the future will bring. Some are speculating that this might be one of the biggest cities in the country, and this part of the country, in coming years. A fine prospect indeed. However, you know that He kind of like he shoots a look at you, Jace. He's like, this may not be known to you, but as the city grows, we are doing our best to keep our numbers stagnant. You know, it is always best to keep to the shadows, no?
Typically a wise sentiment, Prince.
Well, it appears that people are not of that same sentiment. There have been, I have heard reports of more kindred popping up in the streets.
I start noting down.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And no one has come to seek my approval in getting, in siring more to our numbers. At least not any time in the near, not to the extent that these reports are showing me.
Of course, we wouldn't want any outsiders making weak the ivory tower.
And as an outsider yourself, I can. It warms my heart to hear you say that.
I am a fervent protector of the Camarine.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I will try to be brief then. I am looking for people to take care of this problem. It is becoming a concern to essentially pulling the curtain off, or pulling the curtain off of our goings on in the city. More so than you seem to be. He looks at you again, Jace. You seem to be a man who knows how to handle animals in the wilderness. A hunter might be what I'm looking for right now. I wonder, the two of you, would you be keen to helping me out with this?
Me? Does he mean me and Rebecca?
Rebecca and Eleanor.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm just wondering why me?
I see in you, your contributions to the city of Houston do not go unnoticed. You seem to be pretty popular with the townsfolk as well.
I just provide a service where service is needed.
And I am telling you that I am in need of a service.
Well, yes, I can help.
You have proven trustworthy in the past. Maybe that is more so reliable. You have proven yourself reliable in the past. This is an opportunity that has come knocking. And for you, Miss Asteri, it is not very... Your type in this city are not numerous. I dare say you may be the only one of the Tremere who walk among us.
That's true. At the moment. But since I'm apparently representing my clan here, Clan Tremere would gladly help with this issue.
I will not mince words. I do not trust the Clan Tremere.
No one does.
This is an opportunity for you to get in good with your prince.
I know, Your Grace, and you know that I'm always willing to help. It is interesting, after all. An adventure, if I may.
Now there is the attitude I am looking for. And what of you, Jace? Would you be willing to hunt down some wild beasts that haunt this haunted streets at night here?
As you said, I am an excellent hunter of animals. When it comes to fellow kindred, however, I'm a bit of a novice. However, When a prince of Texas calls, I answer.
Now that is a very wise philosophy to have.
It's gotten me this far in my short time living in the night.
And I dare say that it'll make you go even farther if you cling to that philosophy. But you see, at this point, you hear the doors kind of swing open, and you hear Sebastian. Is there like a code word or something, or like a signal that Sebastian might have to let you know if kindred are coming through, like a cacao or something?
Be a little obvious,
right?
That would be obvious. What?
I'm thinking
I was gonna say maybe he can ask me if Billy's performing tonight.
Sorry?
Maybe he can ask me if Billy's performing tonight.
You do get that. Sebastian makes his way upwards. Kind of getting as he walks upstairs, Maurice eyeing him up and down with crazy intent before eventually allowing him to pass. I don't mean to bother you, madam, but is Billy performing tonight?
Well, it seems so. That's fine.
I'll send them right up to talk about their what they'll need for their performance.
Looks like we might need an extra glass, so if you can send that up too.
The prince says, "No need to share. This will not take long. Is there a back room, or what is behind the warehouse here?"
Yes, in fact, there is.
He just does the buttons on his suit as he stands up. "Follow me then." And he just kind of makes his way downstairs, and just snapping to Maurice. Maurice automatically leading the way downwards.
I guess we're following him.
Has the prince been drinking his blood?
He drank. He didn't finish his drink.
But he
might have taken a sip.
Okay.
He most likely will not be able to drink that.
That's what I wanted to know, if Ellie Mae knows what kind of blood the prince partakes in.
Not much of anything. Again, the toast is a toast. But
Got it.
So
but, noted.
So as Ellie passes Sebastian, she's gonna just say, "He didn't finish this one either."
Sebastian just kind of and as you make your way down, all of you catch the glimpse of what appears to be another kindred. Very pale skin, but you can tell that this kindred has gone through some stress in the past few hours. Their clothes tattered, clear signs of damage, clearly signs of being in a tussle. As he makes his way down, you see them they see the prince coming down with Maurice, and this kindred just kind of falls to their knees, and almost if they could almost start to begin what appears to be they start crying, in a fit of just fear.
So seeing that this is going to be a weird scene in the bar, Ellie's going to run over to him to try to quiet him down. Listen, you can't be making a fuss like that in here.
Yes, ma'am.
Damn
it. Damn.
Let's maybe somewhere else, and then you can tell me what's going on.
You waste too much words on this one. That back room you were speaking of, take us to it.
Him as well?
Indeed. He is our expected guest for the evening.
Okay. Ellie's gonna put her arm around him to try to get him to stand up. Come on, hush now, let's go.
Is very much like you stand him up, and he is very much like following you guys. He probably knows a little bit better of what's about to happen.
Okay.
And he's kind of accepted his fate at this point.
It's okay. No need to make no fuss. Let's go.
Yeah, switch it over. You guys make your way.
To make a fuss.
Oh, not this one. Sorry. You guys make your way towards the back room. Oh, this music. Forgot to. Anyways, you guys make your way towards the back room. What does it look like back here, Eleanor?
It's kind of a mostly unused space. There's a desk on one side with a lamp, and you can tell like record-keeping books are on the table. In the other corner, you see crates stacked up, and you can see that on the side it says beauty supply. So just boxes up to the ceiling, beauty supply.
As like you make your way in, the prince kind of leading the way, Maurice following shortly afterwards. At this point, Maurice is almost dragging this other kindred in with them. You see, like he says, I sometimes forget that you have made quite the name for yourself in the beautification industry.
Well, as I said, if there is a service that needs to be filled, I feel it.
Well, I hope that we can. I hope that what happens here does not damage any of your products. Maurice, at that point, like kind of like once the doors are all closed and you guys are clearly in the back room by yourselves, like goes and like kicks like the man at the back of his knees, so like he just falls down to his knees. He's like, "Your Majesty, I didn't mean to." He's like, "You say you didn't mean to, but you still took it upon yourself to put us all at risk. You have been caught in the act of making a sire without permission. Do you know how damaging that is in a city like this? Maybe 30,000 strong. We cannot afford to have a light to shine on what we do here in the city of Houston at this time or any other in the future. What do you have to say for yourself?" And he just kind of like, "Sir, I don't know. What? I don't know." Very well.
I may.
Indeed.
Sir?
Please.
He created someone of our kind, right?
Indeed.
Was it your idea? I turned to the man.
I guess you could say that.
Were you influenced or ordered by someone to do so? Think.
I don't. It's all kind of a blur at this point. You know, one minute you're hungry, you're out in the streets, don't know where you're gonna get your next fix, and then all you see is red. But then, instead of just culling your prey, they start waking up again.
Have you done this before?
No, ma'am. I would never, Prince. But you did.
And Your name and identity is?
My name is Gregory. I'm just a humble farmer. He's also from the Gangrel clan as well. He's like, you've been around. The prince is like, you say that you are acting like a beast. You spend all your time around beasts. But beasts usually do their honor of preying, like when they find their prey, putting it out of their misery. They don't let it come back to bite them.
Right. I've known the touch of frenzy before and have had to fight to put the beast back in its cage. But from what I understand, Siren is a little bit more complicated than just ripping somebody's throat out.
Indeed.
I don't know if instinct alone can make that happen.
I'm telling you, that's just how it happened. I don't know what happened.
Where were you before that? Before you cheated.
I made my way into the city. I had to keep up appearances. One of the young, and he was just like, the prince is like, spit it out. Someone bumped into me, and I had to make a scene. It was a young colored boy.
Did he provoke you?
No.
Offended you somehow?
No, but others saw what happened.
And what?
They were provoked into escalating. They were provoked into. I can switch my accents. They provoked They saw it fit to escalate that situation there.
And you saw fit to act like an animal in public.
Well, I didn't think it was going to hurt anybody. The man, like, I saw no reason for me to. I saw no reason for me to take out people like that. If you ask me, those are the real animals out here. People will just be willing to kill a man just for swiping your shoulder.
But you went mad on them, not them. They're not. I'm not doing them justice, but you were the one that made the mistake there.
I believe that is right.
And
so I'm just a little
that incident,
who was it that you attacked exactly?
I attacked them when they were trying to hurt that their young boy. It was a group of couldn't have been more than 4 or 5. Couldn't have been 4 or 5 young men descending on what appeared to be a young black boy.
And it was one of them that you turned?
No, by the time I woke up, it was the young man himself.
Was there any sign, any hide nor hair of the group that provoked you?
Just the pieces of them that were left around when I was finished with them.
No, I can't say I'm too upset about this.
But
I don't know how it happened. Like you said, I wouldn't even know how to sire somebody. I know I had a pretty stressful evening.
I mean,
for how long have you been in the blood?
Going on now 8 years.
8 years. Dreadful.
Now, Prince, have you heard of this ever occurring? I mean, I agree with Jace. I'm young as well, and I've never heard of someone turning another just from frenzying.
No. It is a lot more involved than just feeding. You can feed. I know some people prefer some people prefer not to partake on those who wander the streets, but it is completely different to create more of us kindred than it is to simply prey upon somebody in the dead of the night.
Gregory, where is the young man now?
I don't know. I told him to take off.
Typical Gangrel. Never bothering to teach us anything about what we need to survive in the nights.
I honestly, I didn't know this was what was going to happen. I didn't know what to do and anything else. You got to believe me, Prince. This is not something that I would have. You know me. I've been faithful these past 8 years. Yet you've done something that has endangered all of us, and it is not just you. The past month alone, I have heard that there are 5 new kindred in Houston, none of which happened to come see me for permission. It is not the time to grow our ranks right now. It is the time to let things unfold naturally. What were you gonna say?
Now, are these all Gangrel, or are we looking at other clans as well?
What bothers me the most is that this is the only one who fits in with the kind of Gangrel. I fear that the others may be from too young of a generation to be considered any one of us.
Oh my.
Not only do they see it fit to hurt the Masquerade, so to speak, but they could very much bring upon the end, if the legends are to be believed, they could very well bring about the end of society as we know it.
So practically, you're saying that someone young enough and inexperienced enough is disrespecting the traditions.
Exactly. It is pitiful.
Mr. Phillips, if I understand correctly, you are one of the Gangrel as well, right?
Yes, I am, ma'am.
And Mrs. Eleanor, I believe that you kind of know the kindred of the city better than we do.
Those who stop by, I know a little thing or two, but I can't think of anybody, none of my regulars, who would do something like this, something this stupid. Sorry, Gregory.
It is pretty stupid.
My clan is definitely not to blame for this mess, but we still need to find who is to blame.
As far as the turned boy, maybe I can find out what happened to him. Somebody's probably hiding him.
It seems in your best efforts to save his life, you've only doomed him all over again. You cannot let this young man roam Houston freely if he is still in the city.
So you mean you won't let him live?
I am fully within my rights as prince to determine what happens to those who break our rules within my borders.
Even when they don't even know your rules exist?
Exactly why all the more reason to get rid of them.
Anyone who enters the domain falls under the prince's orders. It is common knowledge among the Camarilla.
Right. Common knowledge. Except for when your turn in the middle of the night, like no one even cared. I myself, my sire, was gone by the time I woke up. Didn't tell me what was going on or what was happening or who I was now. How to live, how to survive. I had to make my own way. It was through chance and luck that I came into the service of the Prince of Dallas. And, found someone who was willing to take a chance on me.
A sad story indeed.
It's common in my clan. It's common for a young man like this. I'm sorry, Prince David. I feel strongly about this, that should we find him, he should be given a chance to live.
Rebecca writes down in the journal daddy issues.
And you, Eleanor, what are your sentiments on this?
Well, perhaps, sir, look at the times. Things are changing. Look at all the mixing and intermingling going on just in this here bar. Maybe this is a time for us to take a change as well. Maybe a time for us to rewrite how we operate.
And allow these so-called thin bloods into our ranks as well? You would want to see that happen?
Well,
blasphemous.
Also, look at man. Look at how much their technology is growing by the year. There's going to be a time when we're going to be vastly outnumbered. Maybe we need to consider growing.
Evolving, not growing in numbers.
Sadly, not all of us are going to be blessed with years.
Well, I've heard what you have to say. At the very least, this one must pay the price for breaking the rules.
And I'll literally clutch my pearls.
Maurice.
The traditions are clear.
Take him
and the
away.
priest has spoken.
You see Maurice kind of rough him up a bit and drag him out of the back of the warehouse.
Tough luck, Greg.
Now, I am in need of people who are reliable in the city right now. Eleanor, you have proven yourself someone I can rely upon to get a task done. You have been very helpful to our cause. Rebecca, Miss Asteri, I'm interested to see how far along your abilities have developed. And it would be nice to have somebody with your abilities on our side. This may very well have been a wrong play. This might have been sad for the one that we are looking for, but nothing else. I'm glad to have someone of the Tremere amongst us right now.
My clan would happily serve the prince, my lord.
And Mr.
Some
Phillips.
Rules are to be kept.
I see somebody here at least understands. Mr. Phillips, I know that you serve many a prince in Texas, but I need your abilities now. Find these sired few. This young Gangrel boy, and the ones who would bring about the destruction of our kindred society as we know it.
Yes, sir. That's it. Whatever personal feelings he might have on the situation, he's trying to keep buried now and stay stoic.
I expect all of you to keep me well informed of how everything is working and how you deal with each situation.
Nightly reports, then, Prince?
as often as you are able to make them. I can't imagine that every one of them is within the borders of the city. Should they have made their way out of the city somehow, I wouldn't expect a report that night. But we will be in touch for sure.
If they made their way out of the city, they'll have trouble finding places to sleep during the day. And, well, if they don't know the right paths or parts of travel, we'll have to deal with the wolves of Texas.
Maybe they could have had the easy way out and burnt in the sun, lest they have to deal with the Prince of Houston.
Well,
formidable
someone
foe
would have found
indeed.
the ashes.
Anyways, I thank you for your cooperation in this task. If you need anything, please let me know. In the meantime, I can only give you the locations of where these others were reported on before. One was spotted close to the burgeoning development site of the new university that is coming along, the University of Houston. Another in the north side of the city, close to Clark Street. Another somewhere deep in the heart of downtown. Close along McKinney Avenue, I believe it is the name. The last one that I have reports of were spotted somewhere around City Park. Like I said, Houston grows with every week.
And the fifth one, was that Gregory?
That was Gregory, sire. I know not of his current location. But, as you said, some of the Gangrel clan can be resourceful with the right motivation. Perhaps wanting to keep his head upon his shoulders is the right motivation for this one.
We're usually solitary creatures, but the city Gangrel might be a bit different. Herd mentality and all that.
The kindred in Houston number maybe in just 24. So I can't imagine he has many friends and confidants in here. But those are only ones of the Camarilla. With the prospect of thin bloods running among these streets, it's enough to send a chill even down my spine. If I could feel such things.
Please don't worry, my lord. The issue is going to be resolved soon.
You will have a very bright future in the city of Houston, Miss Asteri.
With your good graces, my lord.
Now, like I said, my time is very valuable, and I've spent longer than I intended to here. Miss Taylor, thank you for your hospitality this evening.
As always.
And I look forward to results, my coterie of the night.
My lord, if I may, where will we find you to report back with our progress?
You can find me. Where is this part on the map? You can find me near the country. You can find me near the courthouse. I believe Miss Taylor knows the way off of Main Street.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds like we got a job to do, and not a lot of time to get it done.
Haste the haste would be much appreciated. Now I must take my leave.
And
Happy
I'll
hunting.
stand.
And he walks out the same back door of that warehouse that that Maurice took out Gregory earlier, leaving you all in this room with various feelings on how to deal with the coming situation. And we'll find out how everybody feels after a short break. So, dear viewers, thank you so much for sticking around for the first episode of Blood on the Bayou. We're going to take a quick break. So thank you so much for being here, and we will be back shortly. Stay tuned. When last we saw our newly formed coterie, you had just been visited by the prince and tasked with finding the unauthorized sired kindred in the city, of which the prince knew of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Gave you a few locations, and has told you to, has essentially asked you to keep him informed on the progress of how of how everything's going. But he hasn't really given you much information other than that before taking his leave. So the scene is brought back immediately to the back of the Midnight Rose, where Eleanor May Taylor, Jace Phillips, and Rebecca Asteri sit with, I'm sure, a few questions of their own.
Eleanor sits down at the desk and just kind of is like fidgeting with her pearls.
Well, David gave us a few places to start. I wish we knew a little bit more about Gregory and his child. But that's got to be the freshest trail, I'm sure.
If only the prince questioned him more, maybe we could have found out a little more about how it happened. I just don't understand.
From what little I know about David, he acts like he's got something to prove. So if he feels like kindred are flaunting his authority, I'm sure he's going to act the way he thinks he needs to act to shut that down right quick.
He is new in a position of power. It is only normal to try and keep the city at bay.
That's what the princes are like where you from?
Excuse me?
Is this where the princes are like where you're from?
No. I hear that he originates from Spain, if I recall correctly from my information. I'm not from Spain. I don't know Spanish.
I thought he was Mexican.
No, he's from Europe, as I am. And our society started, and our rules were set in Europe ages ago, so he definitely plays by the book and wants to control the place as perfect as he can.
I guess you're kind of lucky, Rebecca, being a Tremere and all from Europe. You've got a little bit more background knowledge of the Camarilla.
I understand that it is the exact opposite for you, right?
Yeah, I can't say I know much about our history and lore and whatnot, although I've heard plenty of rumors about your clan. The Pyramid, I think it's called.
Yeah. It works better than they have to say. Hierarchy. Order. You know where you stand, and you know what are your responsibilities, which means that you know how to act and what you have to gain. But how does it feel to be growing alone?
a free agent, I like to call it. Although more and more of these nights, I feel like I'm riding myself ragged, running across the state, taking orders from multiple princes in multiple cities. It's getting hard.
Well, if we do this well, you may earn the favor of the local prince and have a place to call home.
Houston?
Why not?
Because there are better cities in Texas, man. If you'll pardon my upfrontness.
Don't let
there's the capital.
Don't let the prince hear you.
Nah, but I'm sure. I know there's a bit of a rivalry between him and Dallas, or at least from what I've heard from the folks up north.
Dallas always starting something.
They say the same thing about Houstonians, man. I've noticed my time riding around that the grass is always greener.
And everybody's fighting. Amazing.
Well, Miss Taylor, since you seem to know the city the best, would you have an idea as to which one of these 4 locations we should start at?
Oh, well, closest to us, I think. Let's see. University of Houston's a bit of a trek.
The north side, Clark Street, right there. I'll put a mark on the map.
Yeah, I think I didn't see this top part. Okay. Yeah, I guess closest to us would be Clark Street. Oh, but didn't he say there was something on Main? Or am I not remembering right? Let's see.
Or was that where he was? McKinney Ave, downtown. But then there's also, that's the heart of downtown, he said.
Okay, so we have U of H, north side of the city by Clark, deep downtown McKinney Avenue, and City Park. So City Park and Clark Street will be our closest bits. Maybe we should do Clark Street to get the north side out of the way.
That sounds about right.
A few questions before the night is over, but why not? We could witness the place of the crime ourselves.
How are we getting there?
That's a good question. I don't have transportation.
Miss Asteri, you wouldn't happen to drive a car, would you?
Oh, I don't even know how this thing works. Well, only chemically speaking, I know.
well, we can't all fit on the back of Cisco, so maybe hail a cab or something?
Maybe you can take a cab, but...
Pardon me, ma'am.
Please explain to me what is going on right now. I'm confused.
So, most cabbies around here are not going to want to take me in their car, despite me having the fare.
Oh. Right. Humans. Let's walk then.
Well, if we walk, then I'll definitely be bringing my horse along. Although we might look a little funny. We'll look funny regardless.
Nice. 3 crazy people on a horse.
Maybe I could see if one of our regulars has a car. Does anyone... Jace, do you happen to know how to drive?
Yeah, I've driven. I just don't own a car or have a garage to keep it in.
Well,
mindful Mr. Phillips.
Sebastian can tie up your horse if you want to leave him here.
Cisco,
I can go see what I can get.
You do that. Me and Sebastian will say to Cisco then.
Okay. Well, if y'all like to come out come out to the front again. Drinks on me until we get this sorted.
I'm good. I'll just wait outside.
Oh, okay.
You guys are making your way back into the speakeasy to the Midnight Rose.
Hi.
All right. As you guys have made your way back in, the scene caused by Gregory being brought in kind of put a damper on the mood. There's still some people here, but they don't. The crowd has turned from less rowdy to a little bit more. People are now starting to get like a little like dreary headed, like like the little like dangly head.
What time is it?
At this point, it's probably just like maybe 10 o'clock. Still early.
Okay. What time of year is it though? That also.
Oh yeah. So this is gonna be in the closer to like the end of spring, like on the cusp of summer. So
and that's getting shorter.
Yes, hotter during the day at least. Well, that wouldn't be anything you concern yourselves with.
Houston's humid AF.
True.
Yeah. So I'm gonna assume that there's a guy who plays piano regularly there. So what's his name? So seeing the mood of the crowd, I'm gonna yell out to the piano player. Hey Wallace, can you play something cheery?
Yes,
it's quite early, and
I figure I could probably bring out a jangle or two, get the crowd a little happier again, and like starts playing a little bit more upbeat tune on the piano.
Okay, and then I'm going to go to one of the really drunk regulars sitting at the bar. Pick a name, doesn't matter.
It's an older gentleman. This guy is it's quite a scene here, seeing like an older white man at a speakeasy run by a black woman. It's not something that you would typically see in Houston, of all places as well. But this is one of the only places where he can kind of get his fix. He seems to like the music, and while he has said the off-color remark a few times, he doesn't seem like someone who would do anything stupid or start an escalated situation.
Okay, so I'm gonna go sit next to him. So let's pick a name.
Eleanor, I do declare this is one of the best nights I've been out here in the past few weeks. And like he's like sweating, and he like pulls out a little fan. He's he's a hefty man. He's like a healthy boy, and just I do declare.
Oh, nice to see you again, Samuel. Speaking of seeing you, I've kind of noticed your tab is getting a little high, and you haven't paid me in this past month.
Oh, Miss Taylor, I'm good. I'm good for it. I'm always gonna pay on my tab.
I know, but you've been saying that for the past 4 weeks now. But listen here, how about I let you have tonight's drinks for a little favor?
Oh, and what kind of favor are we talking about now?
So I see that beautiful car that you have parked out front, and I just know you won't be able to drive it home tonight. So how about I take care of it for you, and we'll see that you get home.
Should we have a first roll of the game? Let's see here.
I did not put points in this.
Well, I guess this is a little bit more manipulation, charisma, persuasion. Let's see here. Let's have you roll with charisma.
Okay.
And persuasion.
Charisma and persuasion?
Yeah.
Usually always roll with an attribute in the skill.
Yeah.
So that would be 5 so I have 5 checks total. So 5 dice?
Yeah.
And 1 should be a blood dice?
Right.
1 is your hunger die.
All right, ready for me to read them?
How many are over 5? Or how many are over 6? Sorry. 6 are over.
2.
2. Okay, so 2 successes.
Do you
Oh,
Are any of them
have a
10?
pen in there?
say
Sorry?
again?
Do you have
Are
a
any of
pen
them
in there?
10? Oh, sorry.
Two of them are 10.
Oh, that's a crit.
You just crit.
Yay!
But if one of them's a hunger die,
Oh, one's a hunger die.
that's a messy crit.
Oh, no.
Miss.
Yeah, Chiron.
He just sits there. He's like, well, I do like to frequent this here establishment. Tell you what, give me a bottle off the top of your shelf and we'll call it even.
Top shelf.
Now, you know how dangerous it is in these parts for a woman who looks like you to be driving such a fine car such as these.
Messy.
That-
He's
Sebastian.
not going to be driving.
Please give this man a bottle and see to it that he gets home tonight.
Sebastian kind of like really like shoots this guy like just the evilest and like dirtiest of looks as he reaches for a top shelf bottle. At this point, I mean, like, speakeasy, so it's not it's like marked with just like essentially just writing on a bottle. So
It could be top shelf. It could
exactly. Well, I do think we have a deal. And like he reaches in, he's like, now where I put them damn keys here? And like he pulls out like these right keys. Now you take good care of old Bessie.
He's in safe hands. Thank you.
All right. And yes, you have gotten a car, access to a car.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Poor Cisco,
All right, so-
he has to stay there.
So outside, my character Jace is approaching a horse. Cisco is an American quarter horse, a kind of shorter, stockier breed of horse. He has kind of like light brown fur hair with almost like an amber or maybe a little more like russet kind of orange golden mane. With a few like white dappled spots here and there. And I think like as he like looks up, there's like a small tint to like red in his eyes from, denoting the fact that like this animal is ghouled, has vampire blood flowing through its veins.
No.
I can't speak to him, but we do have like a bond, and so as they come out, Jace is just kind of like stroking the fur and being like, "All right, Cisco," just talking to him underneath his like kind of like at a low volume. I'm gonna be leaving you here for a while. There's a man inside named Sebastian who should be checking in on you, but I'm going. He's not even tied up actually, because he's like way too smart for that. He knows what he's supposed to do. So you mind him, okay? But anyone else comes up, you kick him, bite him, do what you need to, run away, come back. You'll be okay. And Cisco kind of like snorts and like lets out a low whinny, and maybe like nuzzles against Jace's hands as he's like kind of like forcefully stroking his mane.
It's at this point Sebastian calls over to Miss Taylor. Excuse me, Miss Taylor. A word. If you could be so kind.
Okay. Rebecca, I'll be right back if you want to go ahead and meet Jace outside. And I'll walk over.
So he kind of like once you get to the bar, he kind of like grabs you with some urgency, and he's like, "Ma'am, like I don't, you know how I feel about that kind of language being directed at you here at the bar, and I know you wouldn't have taken that sitting down if it wasn't something important. Are you able to let me know what's going on?"
You don't miss a thing. The prince has me on some nasty business. I have to take care of it. The sooner, the better. But just know I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But I have to do it because if I don't, he's never going to let me turn you. So just let me do this one thing.
Listen, Ellie May, you know that I'm no fan of the Princes. You know that I'm not a fan of a lot of things that go on here in Houston. But I don't know what would happen if I wasn't able to come here to the Midnight Rose every night, not just to serve drinks, but be here with you.
She gets like a little softer. I know. Just let me do this thing, and hopefully, this is the biggest ask he's had. Hopefully, this is it. Hopefully, this is when he says yes.
Can you give me at least a hint of what's going on? You can go ahead and roll what should I do here? You're trying to keep your composure here, right? So I'm thinking like a composure, and I don't know, maybe like a subterfuge might be good. Trying to hide
performance. She's not lying.
True.
Okay. Over 6?
Yeah.
I have 2 6s and 1 10.
Man, the 10s is the 10 of hunger.
No.
Okay, nice with the crits, back and forth tonight. All right.
2 10s is a crit.
Still, those 10s.
Mm-hmm.
That counts as 2, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, once there are 2 10s, they count. The 10s double.
Oh, okay.
It has to be 2 10s for it to crit.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're at 3 successes with that. What do you say?
I'm trying to remember what he just said.
He said, you can't let me know what's going on at all. Tell me what he's got you doing.
Listen, if you hear anything about new vampires, please keep it to yourself and let me know when I come back. Don't talk about this with nobody.
Well, I stay here on the first floor as often as I can, so these lips are sealed, madam. Just be careful tonight.
Again, if you overhear anything, just let me know.
Absolutely. And he kind of he's like, oh, and Ellie May, we're gonna need to replace that bottle.
I'll look out for something.
And then he just kind of goes back to tending bar for the evening.
At this point, there should be no vampires inside, right?
No. Just you were the only ones there at that point.
Okay, so just humans. All right.
Humans.
So then Ellie feels a little more comfortable as she's leaving because she doesn't like to leave him at the bar when there's vampires.
Mm-hmm. You guys have a car. You guys have a mission. What do you do as you guys are all now standing outside of the Midnight Rose?
What kind of car is it?
Oh, yeah. What kind of car is it?
It's pretty fancy, man. I don't know any maker models from this era.
Well, I looked up Rolls-Royce was making cars then.
Okay.
It has what is it called? The hood.
Okay, so you are literally going to give a expensive car to the Gangrel.
Pretty much.
Rides with a horse. Are you sure about that?
Look, I got 1 dot and drive.
It was messy.
You're going to kill us all.
It was a messy crit.
This means that you have a license to drive a car, nothing else.
So I just sent you a link to a bunch of cars. I'm hoping it's one with the hood up and not a convertible.
All right.
Yeah, like a little.
For sure. You guys wouldn't. Yeah, a convertible is not something that would be available right now.
Where it rains so much.
Oh gosh, yeah. Plus, I would think someone who drives a really, really fancy would probably go to another establishment, unless they were just looking for a diverse setting.
Yes. So.
I got the feeling that Samuel's drank his way through all the other speakeasies.
Oh Last Resort. We should have called the bar Last Resort.
A 1924 Canterbury Rondelet.
Ooh.
There you go. Good year. Good year for Rolls Royce.
You chose. Oh, that's pretty. Oh.
It's a fine machine. You said you would bring it back in one piece, and of course, like you said that. I mean, he doesn't know that you guys are going to be needing it for a while. He just knows that tonight you need a car, and he got that bottle. He's already pretty drunk.
He's not going to notice. Maybe tomorrow morning he will, after the hangover.
There's blood and just scrapes all over it. All right, so you guys, I mean, it's clearly big enough to fit all of you. Not Cisco, unfortunately.
Eleanor is definitely getting in the back and sitting like as far back as she can in her seat.
Rebecca is going to go back as well, but be like, Mr. Phillips, please don't kill us.
I mean, somebody else already got us once. I'll try my best.
I happen to like my undying existence, so please be mindful with that thing.
Think what you may. I don't have a death wish, and well, this is a really nice car. I'll try my best not to hurt it.
Double death.
The car? The car and not us?
Both. But,
oh my lord.
Yeah, and he kind of like strokes the hood a little bit. I think my uncle had something like this. Right asshole, but he had some nice cars.
This is not a car. This is not his car, so please do not take revenge on him on us.
I won't. Now, Miss Taylor, if you wouldn't mind directing me. I don't think this place is that far, but I'm not quite familiar with these streets.
Oh, by all means. This meta. I can't remember if these are one ways at this part of Houston, but as far as we're concerned, let's just say that I direct him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's no problem. Yeah, I mean, we're not. It's simple enough. It's night in the 20s. There's not a whole lot of traffic out right now. If anything, there might be police, and even then, the police will probably be on like carriage.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Let's just say I'm doing my best to direct, but also having to remember how to go because I've never ridden in a car to this location.
It's always different.
Yeah.
Like walking, public transit, and then you get in the car and it's like, whoa, all of a sudden the mini map in your mind just like expands.
Yeah. Ooh, good music.
The song is called Driving to the Delta.
Cool.
I figured this might be good. Set the mood. As you make your way through the streets, the city, the lights of like downtown start to dim a little bit more, and like the street lights are like slowly turning from light bulbs to like that were plentiful to like few and far between, almost like lantern, like almost like looking like straight up lanterns at some point. But electricity is pretty common at this point, so clearly you can still see outside and whatnot. But as you make your way towards Clark Street, the hustle and bustle of the big city is kind of being drowned out. Or more like the buildings are a lot smaller, the streets are a lot wider. You're seeing fewer businesses, maybe more residential part of Houston.
I bet even one of my favorite things about Houston, especially the downtown, is that from all sides of the city, you can always see the skyline in the middle.
It's very true.
And so I'm sure even in 1927, where there's like we're kind of Jace is like looking at the skyline and using that to like help keep what direction he's. Okay, I'm headed east. I should keep downtown with my south.
As you guys make your way towards Clark Street, you start to see that, like, the vehicles that populated the city streets of Houston are now like even fewer. it's becoming more and more like carriages, like people are walking. And there's not a lot of people out in the streets, but enough to where, like, if you were to walk down like Clark Street, you might bump into a person or two. But like alleys probably at this point are completely abandoned. And this is a height of prohibition, so people out the street in this time are not, like, partying, not drinking, not really acting a fool so much as they are just like maybe coming home a little bit later from work, or maybe like seeing like a loved one, or
It's still before midnight.
It's still before midnight, yeah.
And bars in Houston don't close until, well, there aren't any bars.
No bars. Yeah, the streets are relatively dead. Again, the main streets like Clark, you'll be run into somebody maybe. But
okay.
Where the prince told you to kind of head towards, I guess we can have you guys when you guys kind of roll up along Clark Street. Let's have you all roll wits and awareness to kind of get an idea of maybe trying to find something to hone in on or something to look for. Maybe just keeping your eyes open, eyes and ears open.
I have one success.
One success? Okay.
I have one success.
Just 2.
2 successes?
Yeah.
Alright. Eleanor, you see as Jace is driving by the driving through the city, you start to see some places where there should be there shouldn't be anything like blocked off right now, but like maybe there should be like something like blocked off by police as like the scene of a crime. It's kind of like boarded up, and that kind of catches your eye over there. You do see one police officer kind of just like around that area.
Slow down, but don't stop. You see that police officer over there?
Yep, at the corner of my eye.
Where can we park this beast?
Let me pull around the corner.
Didn't think about Houston parking.
I'm guessing there are no sidewalks either.
You can find a place to park easy enough. I mean, you can park on the side of the road at this point. Not very many cars on the side of the road right now.
Mm-hmm.
Have you roll driving? No, just kidding. Dexterity and driving to parallel park. No. Okay, so you guys are like just kind of pulling up on the side of the road there?
Yeah. He was standing in front of a boarded up house?
Not boarded up house, but like kind of like not so much like police tape, but you can see like there's like maybe like rope with a handwritten police area. Please keep away. Super, super old school.
This is what that looks like.
Probably not best to call attention to ourselves.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go in, sneak in through the backyard or something.
Or we could just talk to the police.
Oh, you're welcome to try, but I'm gonna hang back.
Either one works for me.
In that case, maybe I should go and ask and see how it goes, and then we can try more sneaky ways.
Yeah, while you do that, I'll do a walk around the block, see if I can find any easy ways in.
Or, since I'm keeping him kind of busy, maybe you could take a look in the area. He's not going to notice if he's paying attention to me.
Oh, that's a good idea. Miss Taylor, would you mind accompanying me?
All right, let's try this.
How dark is it?
It's light enough to where you can still see pretty well. I imagine like people at this time might have like a lighter or something to give some light, but like you shouldn't need it at this point.
Okay.
You're still in the city, so.
Right.
About what month did you say this is?
This is going to be closer to like the end, like we're kind of like right now actually, like end of May, like start of June, spring turning into summer.
Maybe we can also have what day of the week it is. It may need later on for certain events.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's call this a Thursday evening, a Thursday night. Thursday night.
So
would you say end of May?
End of May.
So the 26th?
Let's say the 26th.
Are you also looking up the moon phases?
I was about to.
That's amazing.
Because I always look up sun up and sun down.
Yeah, I looked up moon phases for 1928. I couldn't remember what year y'all said U of H was being built.
27, I
27. Yeah, it's
okay.
going to be built this year.
Okay.
In fact, they're putting the finishing touches on it.
Okay. Yeah, the 26th. This would be good enough. Low visibility. I'm gonna put this in the Discord for the future.
We're looking at 6:30ish for sunrise, by the way.
Yeah, at this point, it's only like 11 at the latest. Nothing like, you guys have plenty of time to still be.
And 8 o'clock for sunset. So there's plenty of time.
It's a nice long evening. All right, so I think they were saying that Rebecca was going to talk to the policeman.
And we're going to sneak.
Sneaky. All right. So Rebecca, as you approach the police officer, he kind of just like, he's dressed in like a typical, like almost like a cowboy sheriff. Clearly has his like his pistol on his hip. Cowboy boots, almost like just wearing jeans. Very big badge on his shirt. Less of a uniform and more of an outfit, so to speak. And as you approach him, he's like, "Evening, ma'am."
Good evening, kind sir. If I may, what happened here?
We're just investigating this area. Nothing you need to concern yourself with.
Should I worry about criminals in this city?
Well, not if we can help it, ma'am. We're just trying to do our job over here.
What happened, if I may?
Let me have you roll a charisma and persuasion, maybe? Or maybe you want to manipulate something? Maybe manipulation might work better?
Persuasion is fine. Same dice anyway. Three successes?
3?
No. 2 successes.
2 successes, sorry.
I've got 1 as well. It deletes one of my successes.
We just found something that might have looked like some kind of bloodbath over here. We don't know if it was some kind of animal being attacked or it might have been somebody, someone worse. But we're taking a good look at it. Nothing you need to concern yourself with at this time, madam.
A serial killer, maybe?
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that here. We have something like that under control.
Do you consider this place to be a safe area?
Oh, ma'am, I do believe with us here on the job, we'll make it very safe. That's a funny accent. You come from France or something?
Yeah, I'm coming from Europe, but not France. I spent a few years there.
Fancy.
Do you think that a woman like me should worry about crimes?
He is like, at this point, he is almost... Let me have you roll What's a good way? What would be good to distract him like this? Maybe like a subterfuge and a charisma, maybe?
I'm not lying to him.
Yeah, not lying. Maybe more of like a... Let's see here. Let's have you roll. I guess,
Charisma, oh no.
yeah, charisma. Let's have you roll charisma and persuasion, maybe performance, acting like, like, oh, I don't...
I just want to keep him talking so the others can check on some things.
Yeah, let's persuasion then. Persuasion.
Okay. I got a critical and 2 more successes.
Nice. All right.
Like, how much does it make? 5?
5 successes. At this point, he kind of like takes his hat off. He's like clearly like taken with you. He's like, well, ma'am, I don't know what it's like where you come from, but we take our job very seriously here. Now, I'd be really interested to hear more about where you come from if you could spare the time.
Well, definitely, if you have the time to give me an insight maybe on what happened here.
Okay, I think I might be able to get you. I think I might be able to talk a little bit. It's not like we got too many people running around the night here.
And they will also write about it in the papers maybe, so you're not spilling out any secrets.
I like the way you think, ma'am. And he kind of like holds out his arm like this to hopefully that you'll like take it. Maybe we can walk away from someone.
Behind his back, so I can, if I see the others proceeding doing something.
Yeah, are you guys making your way at this point? All right. He's with that critical, he is completely like taken. Like he's trying to actively like get Rebecca to like walk away with him. Hey, let's get away from somewhere like this. I wouldn't want to worry your pretty little head about seeing anything over here. Anything too gruesome.
Is it recent? The whole scene?
Maybe within the past couple nights.
Like yesterday or the day before that?
I don't know anything. As far as I know, we got the report in with the day before yesterday. But the darndest thing, we haven't had anybody come out and like take care, like finding someone to take care of the bodies that were out here.
Bodies? How many of them? Was it scary? Have you seen the crime with your own eyes?
Well, police officer, you see a lot of rotten things here in the city, but the darndest thing, it seemed to have been enough blood out here when we first arrived for 3 bodies, but we only found 2.
Oh my god. That's amazing. I mean, how are you managing to keep composure doing this job? It sounds scary.
Oh, ma'am. Don't, you're far too kind, madam.
And you're far too brave to be here in the middle of the night with a crime on your feet.
He is just like very, very taken at this point. What are Eleanor and Jace doing? While she is clearly just wiping this man off, just completely like getting this guy like wrapped around her fingers.
I guess we need to see if we can. Oh, wait, sorry. It's the boarded up place, right?
It's not a boarded up place. It's like almost like an alleyway. Sorry, I should have described it better. It's almost like an alleyway, like a pretty small alleyway between 2 buildings that's just like roped up with like a handmade like police investigation like sign.
We'll come around from the back.
Yeah. So like kind of like more towards like the if you were to walk down the alley and then like turn a little bit, you would see like where the crime scene was.
Okay.
Does it still smell of blood?
It's not as strong as it once was.
It's not fresh blood.
More of a lingering blood.
Frenzy temptation.
Pretty much.
So as we come to the back of the dark alley, Jace like kind of like growls a little bit, and when he opens his eyes again, they're like kind of glowing red as he activates Eyes of the Beast so he can see better in the dark.
Oh. Yeah, so like the nights, you could see almost as well as if you were in any like speakeasy with like bright lanterns at this point. It's almost as if you were walking around during the day.
Almost. Never again.
Can I have you roll with wits and awareness over here to try to look
at
for
things.
something? Yeah.
Or investigation, maybe.
Ooh, that's good.
I don't have a dot in investigation, but with wits and awareness, I have 2 successes.
Okay. It's the darndest thing. Like, you can start to see, like, you know, that you can see where they've clearly, like, been cleaning up, like, blood from an attack. But it looks as though they weren't able to get a lot of it, especially with, like, you're being able to see better at this point. It looks like somebody, like, literally got up and started walking a bit towards the north. And you can see, like, you know, not necessarily, like, full footprints, but, like, definitely, like, scatters of blood where they've missed. I mean, it's a little humid and, like, you know, a day or 2 has passed at this point, so it's not super fresh. But you can see that there's clearly somebody who is making their way north from this scene.
I look back. Ellie, are you following behind?
Yes.
Don't know if you can see it. Looks like footprints. I might be able to track it, but it's already getting kind of thin.
Which way are the footprints leading?
Heading north.
I mean, this is our best bet so far, if you can.
Yeah, I'll try my best. Can I? So I have a specialization in survival hunting.
Okay.
Would that maybe let me track these footsteps?
Don't see why not.
I'm also going to go ahead and... Well, what do you think I should roll that with? Wits?
I'm thinking wits.
Streetwise, maybe.
Sorry, what's that?
Streetwise, maybe.
Oh, if you're gonna be using the I'm assuming your survival is a little bit better.
It's a lot better.
I'll allow it.
All right, thank you.
There it is.
I also want to do a blood surge.
Okay.
So I can
rouse the blood.
Boost my blood, my wits, and give myself an extra die. So that's a success on the rouse check, so I don't get any extra hunger.
Damn, all that blood around there. Why not be fresh at this point of the night?
I know.
Might not be tempting right now.
So that's wits and survival +1 for the blood rouse, +1 for my hunting specialization. So I'm rolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice.
Good God. Take it back, streetwise. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
2 6s, 2 9s. There is a 1, so that gets rid of 1. So I have 4 successes.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so you where you can kind of pick up on where the blood trail clearly stops. You can kind of pick up actual like tracks and markings left behind by like just like in the sand, like, you know, from like grass that was like freshly like crushed, or different things, or maybe even like just different things in the city that like, you know, that were left behind. And you're able to pick up on a trail for sure, leading again more towards north. And like, you know, it goes pretty extensively.
Damn, if only Cisco were here, I could follow this more quickly. We definitely need to go on foot.
Oh, really? That makes me nervous, but I guess we can do it.
It kind of like the camera kind of cuts back over to the police officer with Rebecca. Why, yes, like I am quite brave, as a matter of fact. Looking to be a Texas Ranger sometime in the near future.
Oh, good luck with that. I see you're qualified enough to make it.
Yeah,
But
and he kind of like,
tell me,
okay, yes.
any suspects when it comes to the crime?
Oh, man, you seem
Is
to
it going to be spicy when it comes to the news?
You seem to be a little excited about what's going on over here. I don't mean to sound morbid, but you know, I'm kind of hoping this guy strikes again. Maybe I could see you out and about.
Well, I would rather avoid such an unnecessary waste of human lives. But still, tell me, will it hit the news?
Nothing we need to concern the public with just yet. Not until we have a suspect narrowed down, or at least so we have any certain kind of lead. We're kind of grasping at straws here, so to speak.
So the night can be dangerous after all.
Oh well, not with oh god, what's his name? Not with Deputy Larry on the case, ma'am.
Glad to know. But, well, I happen to hear that there are other crimes happening in the city as well. And it kind of worries me, you know. A girl alone at night and all.
Oh well, you know, we take good care of our own here in Houston, and you know, your accent might sound a little funny, but you know, you seem all right.
Well, one last question, officer, and then you can ask whatever you like, and I shall reply. Could you enlighten me about the weapon of the crime scene?
That's the strangest thing about it. It's as if there was no weapon. It was almost as if they were ripped to shreds by some kind of beast or something. That's why we don't really have a suspect to go off of. We don't know whether it's some kind of man or some kind of animal done did this to these poor creatures.
So what about that? A huge monster comes from the north of the city and attacks the unsuspected men. And Officer Larry is not there to save them, unfortunately. So the animal kills the two of them and maybe takes the third corpse with him.
That you might be onto something there. You sure you're not You sure you're not a private eye or something?
I just adore books.
Oh well. He just kind of laughs it off. Well, if there's an animal big enough to be strolling into the city of Houston, you know, especially into like this part of the city, we'd be sure that it would be noticed pretty quickly.
Interesting, but as you said, I guess there is nothing to worry about. Poor guys.
Indeed. Well,
how do we get
see behind him to see if the others are moving, finishing something? I really want to go. Rebecca doesn't feel comfortable being around that guy or any guy.
Yeah, he is. At this point, he is like trying to be like, well, like you said, I can ask a question. Where can I see you again, madam?
Well, definitely not in the next crime scene.
Oh, you want to take a look at this one? Is that it?
You see, I've read books, but nothing as realistic as the real thing, but I'm scared.
He kind of like looks around.
Now I roll a subterfuge roll.
Go for it.
Charisma subterfuge?
Yeah.
Or manipulation subterfuge?
Let's do manipulation. This guy is like really wrapped around your finger at this point.
messy critical.
A messy critical?
3 successes, yeah.
I'll tell you what. Kind of looks around, and he's like, if you're really that excited about everything, I'll let you go and take a look back there. Just let me know where I can find you again. I'd sure love to pick your brain about something else other than murder.
Storyteller, give me a name of a speakeasy, club, pub, something that is not the Midnight Rose.
There is, Hula Hands.
I'm going to say that.
Okay. Okay, well, and he kind of like, he kind of like winks. Oh, well, we're not supposed to go to them their places. You do know that that's illegal, right? He's kind of like winking hardcore, like, now I wouldn't happen to want to go there on there'd be no way you could find me there on a Friday night. It's at 9 p.m.
Well, that would be absurd.
Yeah, indeed.
But, well, you never know. I mean, not all of the things should be by the book.
Exactly.
Give me composure check.
You're good. He's an idiot. So yeah, he kind of like brings you back over to the thing. He's like, you go and give your pretty little head a look in there. Make sure you don't stay there too long. You don't want to see something too gruesome.
Sure. And it is going to be our secret anyway.
Oh, that just makes it all the better.
I'd check to see if the others are there.
Oh, they're at this point we'll be on the point where Jace has picked up on something.
Are you leaving, guys? Are you not in the scene of the crime?
Let's see. So if we're in an alley, maybe Eleanor like kind of peeks around the corner to see where you are and kind of like.
And I'm almost like a dog on a leash, like trying to follow the tracks.
So I'm going to sign like something like behind my back, go. And I'm going to go with a guy in the scene of the crime to take a look myself.
Okay.
So you're like telling us to go ahead? Are you telling us to go ahead to leave? Okay.
If you want to investigate, let's have you roll a wits and investigation.
I actually want to look for something more specific.
Okay, what is that?
I want to go chemistry-wise.
Sorry?
If I can, I want to go chemistry-wise.
Oh, okay. Like a CSI.
I want to see like fluids, anything that may attract my attention from blood to vita or any other substance. I roll science with a specialty in chemistry.
Okay.
So it could be intelligence and chemistry.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's do that. Pick it up.
2 successes.
3?
2.
2 successes. I keep hearing 2, or keep hearing 3.
I don't mind.
It's mostly blood at this point. Like, like everything's been cleaned up. So aside from the aside from just like the splattering of blood that's still there, you don't really find anything that would be too nothing that would lead to anything that the police wouldn't already have on their hands. And then
walking around the crime scene. You can go to the other guys.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have Eleanor and Jace. What are you guys up to at this point?
So we have like kind of like a fate trail, right? So I want to try to use heightened senses to see if I can pick up anything else.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Your auspex?
Yeah.
You kind of get like a rush of everything.
Don't I have to roll?
Yes.
Hunger, I believe.
It's free. There's no cost. It'll be... the only thing you need to roll on is if you're exposed to extreme sensations, such as loud bangs, flashes of intense light, or overpowering smells.
Nothing like that in the immediate vicinity.
Then,
Otherwise, it just works. Oh no! So you add your Auspex rating to your perception rules.
Okay. So yeah, you would be your wits and awareness plus your dots and Auspex.
Okay. I just thought of a situation that's going to come up later with Auspex, but I'll save it. Okay, wait. So you said I don't have to roll anything right now, right?
Well, you're not gonna have to roll anything to activate it, but are you trying to find something in particular? Or?
Yeah, I want to pick up on the trail more,
Okay.
or like help see if we can find anything else that we can go off on.
Let's have you roll wits, awareness, Auspex.
That's a lot of dice. No wonder
Should
you'll
be.
say
That's
10.
the point.
You're an auspicious lady.
Yeah, wits, Auspex, and awareness. All right, let's get this. Okay, I have over 6.
Whoa! Yeah.
Wait,
I thought you
no,
had
no,
over
no,
6
I haven't counted
successes.
yet. Oh, no. I'm just making sure. Anything that's over 6.
Yeah, 6 or higher.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
How many of them are 10s?
1 is a 10, and it is the blood dice.
Okay.
Fine.
No, yeah, you're good.
And then ones cancel successes.
None of them are 1s. The lowest is a 2.
Okay.
Sweet.
Perfect. 4 successes. Yeah. In addition to the the trail that like Jace is able to pick up, you can start hearing you start to hear a lot of the conversations that are going on like throughout like the people's houses at this time, but something like kind of like catches your ear, and it's in a nearby house, and you just hear what it sounds like 2 men saying like, "Oh man, I think they're hot on my trail. They're hot on my trail." And the other one's like, "Now, listen here, like no one's gonna find you. You don't have to worry about anything. We took you in. We're gonna take care of you. Just try to keep a low profile. I'm gonna be going out tonight. I'm gonna see if I can try to pick up, see what's going on out here, seeing if they've found out anything about you. But just stay here, stay put, and do not leave this house." He's like, "Yes, sir."
Can we both hear this?
Well, you can hear this.
Okay.
You can hear this for sure.
Well, hold on, Jace. I hear something.
The trail's leading this way.
But I hear, not too far away, I think 2 men talking. One of them is nervous about getting away with something, and the other took him in and said, "We took you in." So possibly more than 2 people. The one who took him in is leaving the establishment, so there could be someone walking around here too soon.
The direction
What
that she's
direction?
pointing in, I'm sorry, the general direction that she's getting it from is also with lines up with where you're picking up on the trail.
Cool. All right. Let's hide. Maybe we can after this guy leaves, maybe we can go up to the house and look for this person who's on the lam.
Is there anything for us to hide behind? What do dumpsters look like?
Like
Bushes?
yeah, bushes. Maybe like not necessarily like dumpsters, but like I don't know. What do they have here in the 20s? Like I'm looking at it from behind me, like from behind me, like in the picture. I can see anything in the
Everybody check your
in the
back.
streets. Yeah, check your background. Yeah, so like theirs might be like a little restaurant or something in the nearby area, and like they might have outside like barrels of like that they keep like veggies in or something, or just like other supplies. There's something for you to hide behind there for sure.
Okay. Yeah, right over here. We'll wait for that guy to leave, and then we'll go and look for our person.
It's not maybe like a minute later you see this young man, this young white man, like kind of walk outside, and like he looks very like when he walks out of like his building, he looks from side to side, almost very cautiously. He's being very conspicuous, like he
totally
is,
suspicious.
Yeah, super suspicious. And as he does that, then he begins like walking out and like away in the opposite direction of where you guys are hiding.
Looks like our cue.
Yeah, I don't think he saw us. Let's try to go.
As we approach the house, I'm like, is there a back door?
So this is like more of an apartment building than anything.
Okay.
There's maybe like three floors to this apartment. And Ellie Mae, it sounded like it was coming from the second floor, like a little ways up, but not so high up that it was like towards the top of the building.
I'm gonna try the front door then.
Yeah, it's locked.
May I join?
Yeah, I mean at this point, kind of come over.
So before I go, after I exit the crime scene, I look into the guy's eyes, dominate one, and I just whisper, "Forget." He is an unsuspected victim, so it immediately works, and he forgets the last few minutes and the place that we're supposed to meet on Friday.
There's something in the back of his mind. Off camera, in the future, in a post-credit scene, we see him on Friday. Why did I come here again? I'll never. No, but yeah. So you're able to make your way over to the others.
And I simply wish good night and go towards the direction I saw LMA going previously. When I signed to them, go.
Hey, Rebecca, we're trying to get in here, this here apartment building. We think our victim, well, that's the word I'll use for now, may be hiding out here.
Well, in the crime scene, they found two bodies, probably killed by a beast. And I apologize, Mr. Phillips, but I kinda suspect your clan. And a third sign that another person was there, but it is nowhere to be found. So you traced him in that building?
Second floor, apparently. Right, Miss Taylor?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like that's where their voices were coming from.
Voices? And I just want to try to hear something.
Oh yeah, since he's kind of keeping quiet at this point, you might hear like a couple arguing, like in an apartment on the first floor, but nothing coming from up above.
See if I can climb.
I don't hear it. Anyway. So what? I mean, are you sure that this is the place we're supposed to search? Intruding into someone's apartment before midnight is not always a good idea.
Maybe we just go and knock, or if Miss Taylor, you can tell us which apartment it is. Maybe there's a fire escape or something we can climb. Just gotta get a look at the guy, see if he's one of us, right?
Any of y'all able to scale this building? Maybe take a peek in the window?
I could try to climb.
You can try to climb.
I'm strong, not super strong, but.
I don't think I took that one.
Yeah, there is a window kind of leading to like the second floor apartment, or kind of like there is a window outside of the second floor apartment, kind of on the same side of the building where you guys are currently hiding.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make your climb up there, I say go for it. We were like a strength and a climb, or strength and athletics, I should say.
Athletics.
Yeah, strength and athletics.
I want to go ahead and rouse the blood again to do another blood surge.
Oh, please, by all means.
7. Not hungry.
Oh, okay. All right.
3,
Just
4,
pop
5,
in and be like, dinner time.
6 dice. I'm still only at 1 hunger, so keeping my cool. That's a crit.
Oh, snap.
1, 2, 3, 7 successes.
Wow. Yeah. So you're like legitimately Spider-Manning up this wall.
Mhm.
Like no problem. You're able to like perfectly latch on, and it's almost like you're not even on one part of your hand doesn't touch one part of that wall without already like making its move to lift you to the next part.
Nice.
Effortlessly getting you into the perfect position to look in through the window.
These big glowing red eyes. I'll like look back down and then pull myself up to like peek over inside.
Can I have you roll like a stealth?
Okay.
You're trying to be. Let's have you roll like. Should we do? I guess you're already up there. You're already strength. Let's have you roll like a strength, dex, and stealth.
Dex.
Dex and stealth.
Got it. 1 success.
Oh, 1 success.
Oh shit.
All right, so, this guy just happens to be, a vanity mirror, in the room that you're looking in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you peer in, you see this young black man in clothes that are way too small for his size. And he seems to be like trying on clothes that just are not fitting him. And while he's looking in the mirror, this red-eyed figure appears in, and he turns around and yells, "What the fuck?" And that's where we're going to end our session for this evening.
Dang.
Bridge of the Masquerade?
That is where we will end our very first episode of Blood on the Bayou.
Okay.
Thank you all so much for sticking around in the chat. Special shout out to Chiron, to Marlet Games. We appreciate the follow from Sweet Tooth Superstar as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will be back at the same time next week. We play this at 8 p.m. Japan time, and I think it's what in Germany and Greece. What time is it there? Let's do
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay. So yeah, just early afternoon in Europe and the evening over here in Japan. So thank you so much for joining in. We will be back next week with with another exciting episode of Blood on the Bayou. Again, my name is Mark. I will be your storyteller, and we will see you next time. Have a good evening.